Every now and then, I remember my obsession with true crime documentaries. So today I brought someone so I could talk about it with me. Hi, Alicia.
Hello again, Waverers.
Introduce yourself again, because who knows, maybe someone is coming here for the first time.
Okay, so I am Alicia. I am a wave teacher, and I'm here for the second time, and now to talk about a very interesting topic. That's what Nicole.
A topic that we love, right? It is true crime documentaries. I have an obsession with documentaries. Like every now and then, I'm on a documentary high, so I watch one after the other. And I know you do too, so I'm excited to talk about it. But first, welcome to a new episode, guys. A gente usa esse podcast para você poder treinar seu inglês. Então, já se prepara aí para você ouvir durante sua rotina. A gente tem muitos outros episódios. E, na verdade, a Wave é um grande ecossistema aí para você treinar o seu inglês. A gente tem newsletter, temos os conteúdos do feed, a gente tem aluno, tem professor falando inglês, inclusive você consegue ver a Alicia falando inglês lá. E, enfim, o que não falta aí são plataformas dentro da Wave para você treinar e conviver com o inglês como a gente convive. E é isso. Mas para você entender o nosso mundinho, você tem que ir lá no nosso Instagram, @wavefluency, para ver tudo que a gente tem para te oferecer e acompanhar a gente por lá também. Okay? And remember, a new episode every Wednesday at 6 a.m. And every Friday, we have a newsletter too on Substack that you can get directly in your email. Okay? But let's start. Let's start. I have a first question. What makes you like true crime documentaries so much? Like, what's the good thing about it?
First, I think I like documentaries in general,
Me
not
too.
only true crimes documentaries, because I think I get involved by the story and the fact that it's true, you
Um,
know, even the ones that are not about crimes,
True.
but it's a gossipy side, that catch me to watch and understand everything about what the documentary is talking about. So I think that's the reason, the fact that it's something real, you know?
Mhm. And they are so well produced. Like today, the streaming platforms, I think, especially Netflix and HBO, they have such well done documentaries. It feels like you're watching a movie or a TV show because now we have docu-series, right, with a lot of
Hmm.
episodes. And sometimes when I'm watching, I forget that I'm watching a real case. It's
Yes,
scary.
yes. I think I used to say that I am not a comedy person. So for
Me neither.
example, fun fact, I never watch it. Friends, How I Met Your Mother, all of these TV shows that the people usually love, I never watch it because
That's crazy.
I I don't I don't feel they um involve me. I think that's
Hmm.
the word. Because okay, I watch and I laugh, ha ha ha, and what else? And it's the opposite with documentaries because I watch one episode or a little part and I'm like, okay, I want to know what happened after that.
Uh-huh.
And the way now, I think Netflix and the other streamings are producing the documentaries, they do some way that you feel like hypnotized about the
Mhm.
TV show and the storytelling and everything about what's going to happen. So this is
It's
something
true.
that I like a lot.
There was one, what you said got me thinking about one on Netflix called Amy Bradley's Missing. Have you ever watched this one?
It's on my list.
Oh my God.
Yes. Yes, I watched this one.
I was like mind blown by this one because like The girl is missing. She goes missing, right? In a cruise.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of every episode, there's a plot twist, like a
Yes.
fiction story. And then, but it's not fiction. But
Yes.
at the end of every chapter, something crazy happens. And for me, like, I was so obsessed because I thought that she was dead, right? Like, you see, a
Uh-huh.
girl goes missing on a
Uh-huh.
cruise. But at the end of one of the episodes, she was seen by someone at the beach. I was like,
Oh,
I got
we
chills.
watched thinking like, okay, she fall off the ship, and then she was lost in the sea
Hmm.
forever, and anyone go see her, everyone again. And then after that, after watching the documentary, I watched the TikTok
Mm.
because there were a lot of videos talking about like theories about
Hmm.
what happened to her, and people who had pictures thinking that, oh, this girl is similar to her, maybe this is her today, because she got missing like when she was 23 years old maybe, and
Hmm.
this was in the like, I don't know, the 70s
Yeah,
decade.
I think it was like 30 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, maybe, probably like 30
Hmm.
years ago, when people were like, okay, I have this lady, I saw this lady, and it's similar to her. Maybe it's her, and everything. It's really
And
cool.
remember the fact that she has a tattoo and someone actually saw the tattoo. Ugh,
Yes. So, what do you think that happened to her? Now, your opinion.
human trafficking. I mean, it seems pretty clear because of the guy in the band and the fact that Netflix contacted his daughter, and his daughter admits like he's a sketchy guy, you know. For me,
Yes.
it was very clear that's human trafficking. What do you think?
I think probably yes, but why do you think that she never contact anyone? Like 30 years after? You know,
Hmm.
I got um curious about that fact, like the calls and the emails from Mexico, maybe someone on
Mm.
the internet always searching for
What?
her case, or always searching for her life
It's
in
clearly
a
her.
specifically place, but why she never contact anyone after that?
But do you remember that there was a woman that saw her in a bathroom, uh, and she asked for help, but something happened, right?
Uh-huh.
A
At a
guy took.
bar, in a
Uh-huh.
place, a random place. Uh-huh.
I
But
think they have something over her head, you know, a big threat. Maybe she's afraid that they will go after her family. I'm pretty sure that's it. So
a child, maybe.
that the documentary thinks about that, right? They
Yes.
assume that exactly. I think that's the reason, and the fact that just to explain for the people who haven't watched it, there is someone searching the case from the same location, right? Like a person that always accesses the websites, the searches, everything. It's like for me, it's clearly her. That's so sad, and the fact that the family's been looking for her all these years. We know she's alive. This documentary I lost sleep because of it. Oh my God.
Yes. It's
It was terrible.
really ugh, like this.
Terrifying, terrifying. I thought about like I had second thoughts about taking a cruise after this documentary. Oh my God.
It's scary. I the other one that I watch, and for me it's really, really scary too. It's about like the three identical strangers.
I
Did
haven't
you
seen
watch
this
that
one.
one?
No.
True?
I've seen the poster, but I've never
Ah,
watched it. Tell
okay.
us what it's about.
But you don't know what is about the documentary?
No, no, tell us. I don't know.
Okay. So Three Identical Strangers is a documentary about um triplets. They were adopted by different families. So the they separate the triplets, and they were like designate maybe to three different families in different structures. For example, a poor family, a rich family, and the intermediate part.
Mm.
And they were part of a study about human life and development as human beings. So they decide to get like a lot of twins and triplets, and like they thought about this, they prepare the spaces, they study these triplets in a specific place, and after like 19 years they random met each other,
What?
like without knowing that they were twins or triplets.
They never knew
They
about the
met,
study.
they never knew anything. They were raised as like only child, maybe each one of them had one sister at the same age, also like programmed to be there in that specific place, also
Mm.
adopted. And then when they are like 19 years old, they met at school because one of the guys go to college, and then someone starts to call him other name, the name of his twin. And then they find out that they were triplets. And this was like a boom in the United States at the time. They do interviews talking about that, about the finding each other, because they thought that this was random, you know? So after that, they find out that wasn't, it was a study, and a lot of twins at the same time, adopted at the same place,
Oh my
were
God.
living separately because of this study.
And
Like they were like rats, you know?
lab rats, literally.
Yes.
And what was their reaction like? Did they do something about it?
They were like they searched for the situation and the place and the family. They talked to their parents, and they start to remember like to be recorded when they were kids,
Mm.
and everything strange about their childhood. And after that, I think one of the three died, he suicide because of a lot of you need to watch. You
Oh my
guys,
God.
all of you need to watch because it's so weird and creepy that I can't explain. You have to watch to understand
I
all
will.
the things in this situation that is
Oh my
weirdly
God.
weird.
I will. I will. Okay, let's talk about another one. Tell me one that stayed in your mind for days after watching.
um okay. I think one that I watched was, by the way, was Karen, teacher Karen, that
Mm,
recommended this one to me. That was The Lost Children, like about the siblings that were lost in the forest, like Amazonia forest.
the Amazon forest?
After a plane crashed. So
Mm.
they were lost for many, many days, and they survived at the end. And the situation, the movie, the documentary, um, explained like it was something spiritual. Like they knew the forest, and sometimes the forest like kind of protect them from the animals.
What?
And yes, I can explain, but it's something kind of spiritual, and also a lot of knowledge about nature, because the oldest sibling um, understood like about what they could eat, or where they could drink some water to survive. But
They
they
were
were like
together.
eight, they were together,
Mm.
but they were like 8, 6, and 1 year old,
Oh my
maybe.
God.
Yes, and they survived.
Mm.
So this was one that I get thinking a lot of days. Look, how that happened, or how interesting was that? And they
Hmm.
survived. Like it's a shocking experience to live.
Are they part of this documentary? Like, do they give their story?
No, I don't remember. I don't think so because they are children, so I think they couldn't
Ah, they're still children.
participate. Yeah, I yes,
Mm.
yes. It's not
Mm-hmm.
there's not wasn't a long time ago, maybe
Mm.
3 years, 4 years, something like that. It's
Mm-hmm.
recent.
Mm. You know one that got me like it got in my mind days after I finished. Have you ever watched The Jinx? It's on
No,
HBO.
I don't know what is that.
The Jinx has two parts, and I think it's the one of the craziest documentaries I've watched. It was very surprising because it was a man that a lot of people started dying around him.
Mm-hmm.
He was a terrible person. Like it was very clear that he killed these people every time. Like it was very clear. You watch the documentary, like no, the police knew, everybody knew, but they never found proof. So you spend the whole documentary like watching they tell the story of how they caught the guy finally, but the evidences were not enough to keep him in prison, and he killed a lot of people brutally. He killed his best friend. Like he was ruthless, ruthless. And they ended they were in the middle of filming the documentary. Suddenly he goes to the bathroom. He participates in the documentary
Mm-hmm.
because he wants to tell his story. He's an old man, a disgusting old man. And then during the filming, because he's proud to defend himself and to say that he never did anything to those people, he goes to the bathroom and he forgets the microphone on. And he confesses the crime in the middle of filming. And years later, the documentary just wanted to hear his side of the story. They never intended to get a confession out of him. And then he
Yes.
is left alone in a room with the microphone on. He completely forgot because he's an old man. And then he said something like, I killed them all. Like talking to himself. No, no, no. I was watching the documentary when everything was already finished. But
Uh-huh.
imagine at the time, just so you can have an idea, HBO released the documentary thinking that it was gonna be that, you know? And then in the last
Yes.
episode, he confesses. So they had to film a part two. So the documentary has two seasons. The
To
second season
explain,
after his confession, because like the only reason he was finally arrested was because of the documentary. Can you believe that?
yes.
It was so
That's
crazy.
really good. Thank you, documentaries. Oh, that's the reason for us to watch documentaries
Right.
day after day. I love. I have this thing that always when I don't know what to watch, you know, like
Hmm.
I open the Netflix and etc. and I start searching for something to watch. And when I don't find, I watch a documentary
It's so interesting.
because
It's so good.
it's the best thing,
It is.
the
When you
easiest,
say, mm,
the easiest to like, because sometimes
right,
I find a movie and then I watch and oh, okay, I hated this movie. But documentaries, even if I hate, it's worth it.
it's always
It's worth
interesting.
it. Yes.
And when you say documentary, people usually think about boring stuff because we always had this opinion on documentaries, like it's something long and boring about nature and history, but that's not it. Even the ones that are not true crime, today
Hmm.
we have so many options. Like I watched the did you watch the one about America's Next Top Model? It's very recent.
Oh, I never saw this one.
That's a good one because America's Next Top Model was a big show on American
Mhm.
TV. The Biggest Loser was another TV show that was huge in America, and now they made a documentary. It's really good about what happened to those people after they lost all that weight because it was a weight
Mhm.
competition show. The Dallas cheerleaders documentary. Like they are documentaries that are not true crime, but they're so interesting, so
Uh-huh.
fun. It feels like reality TV, reality show. Everybody loves
Yes.
reality
Uh-huh.
shows. Nobody thinks about
Yes.
documentaries. It's the same thing. Like it's
Yes.
just as
I
cool.
I like those to talk about like singers
Mm,
and the backstage and the
true.
production about the shows and everything about like we can see the personal life or the personal version of the artist that we
True.
like. So for example, Anita, Beyonce and etc. It I like those too.
That's interesting. There's another recommendation. But
Yes.
about true crime, I have a question. Yes, they are
Okay.
so cool, so interesting, so they catch your attention so much. But there's a big discussion in the true crime world about people who make this into like entertainment, into something to sell and to make people interested, you know? But when you
Mhm.
stop and you think about it, it's real crimes, like real tragedies that
Yes.
they're making money out of it, or they sometimes it becomes fun for people. There are people who actually are addicted to true crime because I
Mhm.
know that we are human beings and we are like
Mhm.
obsessed with death and tragedies and yeah. But
Mhm.
what is your opinion on that about true crime as a form of entertainment when in reality it's about those huge tragedies?
Mm. I think it depends on the specific crime because there are some crimes that are really um I think, for example, when it's about sorry, this it's oh my, I think when it's about something that people can protect yourself themselves after, something to alert
Mm-hmm.
or to
Like a warning.
alert people. Yes, yes, a cool warning like, oh, pay attention to this and to that, and those red flags when it's about a relationship or someone, I will not say names, but someone rich that sometimes does some specific things, you know. We have some cases around the world
Mm-hmm.
about it. They are interesting. But for example, I watched a documentary about a crime. I don't know if you heard about it. I think it's the worst or the perfect neighbor. It's
I've
on
seen this poster.
Netflix. And it's about racism's case of cutting in the United
Mm-hmm.
States. And she kills the lady, the neighbor, and it's indicated to the was indicated to the Oscars. And I watched the TV show and I was like full of hate. And I didn't like this feeling because it's something very sensible, like sensitive, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe what was the reason of
Mm-hmm.
this documentary? Maybe, I don't know, get justice. The money is going to the family that is in suffer or something. I don't know, but it was something really Mm,
Disturbing, right?
like, yes, disturbing somehow. So I watched it and was heavy moment, because it
Mm-hmm.
was a crime, but etc. I think it depends on the family too, like the people involved on the crimes or the situations, how they feel about the
True.
production. I think this is more
Mm-hmm.
important than our opinions, like
True.
outside of the situation, but what is the reason the family or the people want to this documentary to be produced? You know,
Mm-hmm. I have a good example
that's
of that.
important.
Have you ever heard of Ruby Frankie?
No.
She was a mommy influencer in America. And
Hmm.
she was one of the first family vloggers in America on YouTube, like
Mm-hmm.
years ago. And
Mm-hmm.
years later, her world fell apart because people found out about all the cruelty she she acted towards her kids just to make
Mm-hmm.
them be on the internet, to look like the perfect family. They were the perfect
Yes.
family, but then it eventually led to so many crazy things. She kicked her oldest kids out of her house. She
Mm-hmm.
literally tortured her other younger kids, and the younger kids were protected in the documentary, but the oldest ones, they are adults already, and they participated in
Mm-hmm.
the filming. They were interviewed, and the daughter, she doesn't talk to her mom anymore, and she
Mm-hmm.
advocates for children in
Mm-hmm.
family vloggers, in families that produce content for
Yes.
social media.
Mm-hmm.
So she's trying to get people to support a law
Mm-hmm.
that forbids
Mm-hmm.
family to show their kids on the internet. And in that case, I think the documentary is so important so we can talk about this
Yes.
and create a law that forbids these families from showing their young children on the internet. And it
Mm-hmm.
was good because she had an opportunity to talk about it, and today her whole life is dedicated for this cause. So I think that's
Mm-hmm.
a good example of a case that we can learn a lesson from it, and that we can get more people to support this cause of not
Mm-hmm.
letting family vloggers exist anymore. And I think it's so important because the crazy things she did to portray this perfect family, it was insane. It's a
Yes.
very good documentary. It's very recent on HBO, I think. So I
Mm-hmm.
think that's an example that it's true crime because she committed crimes there in this whole
Mm-hmm.
story. And it was super important for the cause, and so that her kids could finally tell their stories. I think it was really interesting.
Yes. Yes. There is a similar I don't know if this is the same, but I there is a similar that I start watching called Bad Influence on
Mhm.
Netflix that also talks about this topic like families and kids on the internet and all of these numbers and money related and
Mhm.
I don't know, torture and etc. And yes,
Exploited.
I agree with you. Yes, I agree with you. I think that's the point. They are good to inform, they are good to entertain, and also to alert.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a point, a positive point of documentaries.
I agree. I totally agree. Okay, let's stop here and maybe we could have a part two. So you can give like your top three recommendations. We can tell the stories, the plots, because when we give
Mhm.
the like when we give reviews and recommendations, it's always good
Uh-huh.
episodes because we can have other people watch it too. So we can always bring this topic
Yes.
back. Okay?
Of
Would you like
course.
to talk
Of
about it
course.
again?
Yes, 100%. I have a lot of others
Nice.
to talk about, and yes, I'm here.
Great, great. So please leave a comment and tell us if you would like a part two. Thank you so much, Alicia, for being here.
Thank you.
Hopefully, we'll see each other again here. Bye.
Yes. Bye bye.